right. Hello, everybody. Episode 14. We in here. I'm so excited every week, as you guys can imagine. But today, I'm really excited. And if you guys have already seen the news, as you see, I'm already rocking the squad rep hard. Team Atlanta. If you've seen the news, it is true. I am so excited. Just for so many reasons. And we're going to talk about it later. I sit down with my Snooker Booker. Yes, I sit down with Snooker Booker, but I sit down with my Snooker Booker to talk about it. But I'm just excited for so many things to just get connected to the city with the dream. And if you guys saw all the news throughout 2020, the Atlanta Dream stood firm in a sense of they wanted to have a voice, and they stood in their voices. And I'm so excited to represent players who are that bold and proud. And so, yeah, I'm excited, you guys. And let me bring in my two lit crew, Cole, my sister, Snook, me, Madre, and my manager, Paul Garino. So I'm excited. The Fam Bam has known for a while. Everybody's sitting here. We've known for a long time, and it's been like our best kept secret, but now it's out, and I'm excited and ready to work. So let's just hop right into it. Let me just say, VP texted chat and said, "Oh, I got some good scoreboards today." So VP, what you got for us today?
Yeah, we had a save a lot of secrets or whatever.
Yes, we are the secret holders. This group that you see right here. All it is right here. Yeah, they usually know a month before it's allowed to be announced, and I always have to tell them, "Hey, you guys, listen, can't say anything." But yeah.
All right. First off, I'll start with TikTok, since we kind of touched on it last week. They actually just officially became the sleeve sponsor of the MLS team and the NWSL teams for Portland Timbers.
Portland, yes. And that's my squad. I don't know if you guys know, I used to have some Portland gear around here, but Portland sent me a care package. So I roll with them in a sense of kill it. And I saw the jerseys. They're actually lit. They got like the TikTok sign, and then they were posing like this. So yeah, like, I know you see it. It was pretty lit. What do y'all think about that? Social media is being branding, like, social media branding on jerseys.
They're late.
Yeah, I think so. As much money as the social media platforms bring in, they should have been in the game.
That's probably why they haven't, because they don't really need to do it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if you don't need advertising, why pay for it?
Right, exactly. You're absolutely right.
Dang, what do you think? Snooker Book is over there texting and she's like the student in class that ain't even paying attention.
Yeah, I was trying to look it up because I'm unfamiliar with the acronym that he used. So I was just...
What acronym?
NW.
It's the Women's Pro Soccer League.
Goodness, the Women's Pro Soccer League. I'm sorry, you guys. Yes, we know the NWSL over here.
I just can't say it yet. It doesn't flow like WNBA yet.
No. I thought he had another letter in there. That's why I was looking it up.
So what do you think about social media, Snooker Booker, social media's like using advertising promotion on athletic things? Like, what do you think about that?
Okay, again, I think we've discussed this before. It's a great way of highlighting sponsorship, but sometimes I think fans might like just to have the major name of the team on the jersey, because if it's all wiped out with sponsorship names or whatever, it doesn't have the same impact if you have it up or if you wear it or whatever. That's just
Snooker Book is old school. So Snooker Book is old school in a sense of she just wants the plain jerseys and just keep it simple. But no,
I say plain. I'm just saying a lot of them.
This one, what we're saying is the TikTok one is on the sleeve. It's right here on the sleeve.
Okay. Well,
that's what she wasn't paying it. So you guys, I would like you to know she was not paying attention. Paul literally said on the sleeve, and that doesn't need to be Googled. She was not paying attention.
I was so focused on the acronym, I didn't catch the sleeve. So sorry.
Look at Bob.
Yeah, she missed it. But Snooker Booker doesn't like when the team name is not across the team name chest. But yeah, TikTok is on the sleeve. It's lit. I mean, I think it's honestly more lit for the teams in a sense of like, that's big branding. If TikTok is going to be featuring you and your team on their platform, I mean, it would seem like you might even need to pay the other way around, but I'm not going to say that because TikTok, we need the coins too. If you want to brand this sleeve right here on the Atlanta Dream, TikTok, where you want to be at on our jersey, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's good? Yeah, Cole, like, where are you trying to be at? What you got next, VP?
And you're officially Renee Montgomery on TikTok now.
Ooh, got my name on TikTok. My VP got me my name on TikTok. He got me verified on TikTok. And now all I have to do is get on TikTok. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
All right, so this next one is it's pretty big for boxing. So Triller just won the bid for Teofimo Lopez. He's the linear champion.
Oh yeah.
For $6 million. So they beat out like the two top promoters in boxing. So that's pretty big because it's a non-boxing promoter beat out two boxing promotions.
So, and this is big because the boxing world is kind of like, it's a niche world in a sense of if you're in, you're in. And so it's a whole new era now with this Triller boxing. I mean, the celebrity box match that happened back in December, it was like the proof of concept. They knocked it out of the park, and we kind of all expected that there was going to be some more things. And now they're winning bids for a bit. Like Teofimo, like we talk about that all the time on TMZ Sports about how, he's the real deal. He's the man. And they won the bid of a biggest fight. Like what, like again, social media. How do y'all feel like social media?
Well, all I say is all of this new boxing promotion is a long way from Don King.
Don King.
Okay.
It's come a long way from Don King, who used to be one of the biggest, if I'm correct, the boxing promoters around. So it's come a long way from that.
I don't know if you heard me, but he's actually still active.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. He promotes this one heavyweight guy. Well, he might have other boxers, but I know he has this one heavyweight that he was recently promoted.
I didn't even know that.
Hey. Wait for an old person to hang in there.
Wow. So Don King's still in the game, but it looks like Triller is going to take it over. My goodness.
Yeah. So this is like groundbreaking because now boxers can't really complain about all this past events, because now that just helped them.
Yep.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Because they were complaining about this celebrity stuff because they were making more money than them.
Oh, and so this is like a legit fight. Right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Now that just helped them because now Triller just backed real boxers.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that argument. This is so basically non-fighters that haven't put the blood, sweat, and tears into fighting was coming into the boxing ring and just getting millions and millions of dollars. And then imagine the boxers that even on the celebrity fight, they had like real boxers as the openers in the very, very beginning at the top of the show. And they were making dramatically less than what the other boxers that were celebrity boxers that didn't really know how to box were making. So yeah, this is lit then that now the real boxers that are training every day, putting their whole life into it, now they're getting a check too. I like that.
And I got to give Teofimo his props because he held out because I think Top Rank offered him like $1 million and now he's going to get like 2.9 mil, I believe.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's almost a $2 million come up. That's what you call betting on yourself. Like that's what that is.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching, Paul, what you got next?
All right, this one is pretty random and cool for us since it's about podcasting. The Wynn Resorts in Las Vegas is investing $3.5 million into sports podcasting with Blue Wire, which I talked to, so they're going to see this. And the hotel is making a podcasting studio in the lobby.
Oh, I could see how that could actually be lit. I see what they're doing here when I see you. This is creative, and I love this new age of creativity. Okay, so they're setting up the studio in the middle of the lobby, and if you're wondering why in the world would they do that, my thought process is because think about all the celebrities that come through. Think about if you're filming and the impromptu things that you can't plan, like, oh, snap. Who was that? Was that just Michael Jordan that walked by? Charles Barkley. And then imagine if the Wynn even says, okay, Charles Barkley, you can stay here 2 nights for free. All you got to do is just come on one of our podcasts. I mean, I see so many different ways to just work this out. Man, people are getting so creative. What do y'all think about that, Cole?
I absolutely agree. I think it's going to be pop-up celebrities Not to mention, just think if you already know there's going to be a podcast there, how many of you talk about influencers who are going to just pop up, who want to be a part of that same thing. So you could be on the same podcast as Charles Barkley, as LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, I'm being there. And some people will pay to be there just so they can say, hey, can you book me? I'm one of the influencers, you know. So
that's a free live studio audience. Like, that's a free studio audience. Like, yeah, what do you think about it, Snook?
Well, I think it's great. It's meeting the needs of the people. And it's sort of like those little photo booths they used to have everywhere. So if you don't have what you need to take a picture, hey, here's the photo booth, and you can jump in there with whoever.
That's
whatever,
smart.
The back or whatever. So it's similar to that, just a little bit more advanced and up to date.
Yeah, and to Snook's photo booth point, I think about, like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's called The People of Walmart. And like, it's just like the craziest photos you'll ever see at Walmart. And I can imagine that in Vegas, there might be some crazy things just randomly happening, crazy costumes, crazy outfits. I mean, Vegas is pretty wild, but the only problem is they have this infamous saying that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And I think with podcasting, they will now be logging what happens in Vegas, and that could get risky.
It could.
Yeah, I think also this is a pandemic thing, because like I don't think this would be happening if the pandemic didn't happen.
No, this is opportunity that Blue Wire has just maximized on. We all know the hotels aren't doing well because travel is down, vacationing is down, partying is down. Well, in some places, it's pretty lit in some places too. So, but in general, I think that the sales are down. So companies are looking for ways to bring in people, bring in revenue, and man, podcasting is booming as we're talking on our podcast. Like, by the way, we have some news and I'm excited about it. I mean, for you guys, it might not seem exciting, but the tech category of podcasts is probably one of the bigger categories that you can be in. And of course, us being us, I love tech and we want to be in tech. And so we chose the tech category. And I just got an email from, hold on, where was that data from? I gotta see, because I want to make sure that I credit them for what they sent me. But we got an email, shouts to Carlos. And in that email, it said that we are number 235 in the podcast category. Now, you guys might be thinking 235, that's trash, but there's like thousands in there. And so for me,
and we're new.
And we're new. Talk to them. And Snookabookah's been doing grassroots, just sending out the links, talking to people. And I love when I hear people like Glenn Morning, shouts to Taylor, who people that are like just like actually genuinely just watch because they enjoy the show. So it's exciting. Like, we're moving up the charts. And so I say this, we're doing this independently, and I'm involved with some non-independent projects where you have like a machine backing you, and I see all the things that they're doing for that. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of promo. That's a lot of advertisement. That's a lot of networking that you're using. We don't have all of that. We just got y'all and us. And so it's been exciting to see that we have organic growth. You know, we're growing, and I'm just going to enjoy all of the growth because like we just started in December, as Snook said, and like we're here. So congratulations, Two Lit Crew, 235 on the charts. Yeah. Paul, where was that email at that I sent you? Because I can't find out who broke down the data. Where was that at? I sent it. We write way too many messages.
Oh, you found it. I think it's I want to say it's Pod Data.
Podcaster Data. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Can we share the number? Didn't we hear something?
Oh, here he goes right there. Happy podcasting. Oh, it's called From Pod Status. And I'm glad I looked because I wanted to give Pod Status a shout out because I want you guys to keep keeping us updated. Position 235 in the category technology in the U.S. Let's go! I love celebrating things. And look, this is, I mean, you guys, that's actually kind of lit. So I was excited for that. That was just a little random news.
Updating bio to put top 200 podcast in tech.
Yeah, like that's crazy. What do you say, Snookabookah?
And didn't we have a number for last week? How much it had grown? Or did
Oh, yes, we did, my Snooker Booker. We hit 4,000 downloads. And so, again, we're excited over here. Like 4,000 of you guys. Like, what? Yes. So I'm excited. I wish I had some. Oh, you know what? Let me throw. This is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let me throw some roses to ourselves. Oh, like let's get it. Like, I'm excited. So what are we moving on to? Moving on to Happening IRL. And so this is the Atlanta Dream episode in a sense of, I want you guys to get into it, like support us, please, because as we know, women's basketball and women's sports just haven't gotten the support that I think they deserve. And I think that athletes deserve in general. We really do work just as hard as the men's side. We put in just as many hours and put in just as many blood, sweat, and tears. And so I'm going to put that same thing into the team, the Atlanta Dream. Someone else who's going to do that is Suzanne Abair. And Suzanne, she's just been so already, she's kind of just let me know the vision of where she sees things going. And she's the COO of Northland, and, they're real estate, but they've always been interested in basketball. But one of the staples of Northland is they want, to advance women empowerment. They want to aid in social justice, and they also want to end homelessness. And so, of course, I want to be a part of a group like that, a team like that. So check it out, Suzanne. Okay, so as you could hear on my introduction, I am extremely excited to be partnering in this journey with Suzanne. I'm going to follow her lead. I want to learn so much. Like I told her already, I want to learn everything. But just to see a powerful woman in business now investing interest into the women's game. We talk about it a lot, women investing in women. And I mean, Suzanne, you are one of those women. And so I'm excited. I want to ask so many questions, but I'm going to just start at just what drew you to the Atlanta Dream?
So first of all, Renee, let me say thank you. It's an honor to be on your podcast. This has truly been an exciting couple of weeks for myself, for Larry, obviously. But I think I shared with you, we had entered the Atlanta market last year in our core business in real estate. We have always been, I think Larry said, I'm a huge sports fan. I'll share with you my cute little basketball story in a moment.
Yes.
For us, I think the idea of really the platform, incredibly strong female athletes, professional athletes, the intersection of sports and social justice, that's where we wanted to be. And we are so excited to invest in this team, to invest in Atlanta, to build an organization that everyone can be proud of. And that's what we're excited to do.
Okay, well, we got to hear the story now. I mean, and you guys, if you can't tell why I'm so excited, listen to what she just said, the intersectionality, social justice, sports, all of that. Already on board, but we got to hear this story. Let's hear your basketball story.
All right, so here we go. So I did not grow up playing basketball. I grew up playing softball, and I'm a little bit older than you, Renee, right? Like I was playing softball in the 70s into the early 80s. So from elementary school through high school. But one season in high school, our softball coach had left the school, and our the girls basketball coach was going to be taking over coaching the softball team. And he thought it would be a great idea to have the softball players play JV basketball so that we could get in shape for the softball season. And let me just say, Renee, that I may have been in the best shape I'd ever been in to start softball season. It was a disaster on the court. Like you cannot take, women who have only played, girls at that point, right, who've only played softball and think that they can just step onto the court and play, play basketball. Some did fine. I did not. And I read it, but I have been the biggest fan of the sport for so long, like growing up, I actually had a hoop in the yard and I loved to play, but I have no skills. I'm just going to put it out there.
Listen, but that's fine though, because everybody has a role to play. If my basketball coach took me to the softball field, I would just like to say it would have went just as bad. I'm just saying, like, it's not easy to just hop into another sport. So I'm just going to say, like, I wouldn't have been out there and just been able to kill it at softball. But you hit on something. But you hit on something though. We've talked about it. So your team is the Celtics, of course. And we always go back and forth because the Celtics and the Atlanta Hawks have, like, it was 1-1 at a certain point. We did end up winning that series 2-1 with the Atlanta Dream. But to your point that you still follow the sport, you watch the sport, you were watching the Syracuse Duke game the other day. And so I want people to know, like, we chat about these things and y'all are invested. And so now I wanted to ask you too about just moving forward. A lot of people are curious, well, what are we going to do with the Dream, and what are our thoughts and what are our principles? So I wanted to let them hear it from you.
Yeah, that's great. So first off, I'm just going to say those were a couple of tough losses for the Celtics, Renee. So I'm just going to put out there, Danny, if you're listening, we need some help. I'm going to put that out there. With respect to the Dream, what are we going to do? We're going to invest long-term in this organization, and we're going to strive to create an organization for where we have excellence on the court and excellence in the office. And, we're going to strive to build an organization where everyone is a stakeholder. I'm not a big fan of the term ownership or, shareholder. I like to think that everyone is a stakeholder in the organization. So whether you're someone who is, someone who is in the basketball operations side, whether you're someone who may be on the marketing team, you may be someone who's working in the finance department, you may be on the court, everyone has a role to play and an important role to play. If we want to be a winning organization, everyone needs to buy into that. And we need to make sure that we're coalescing around shared values that will guide us as we build this organization and as we take the Dream to where I really believe the Dream can be, which is really embracing the city of Atlanta, and Atlanta will embrace us back.
Oh, I love that you said that because I wanted to hit on that. So we're very fortunate. Atlanta is a city that is booming in not only just business, but in women empowerment. We're led by women all throughout the city, in a sense of Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms and different women throughout. And you and Larry have both emphasized the philanthropic aspect of it. Your company with Northland, that's y'all's history. Y'all, you can go back and look, it's already there. So what do you see moving forward in that aspect of the Atlanta Dream?
So two things. I want to give Larry a shout out because people deserve to know this about Larry. And Renee, you've heard me say this before. Larry has been a champion of women and women in leadership roles across our organization for a long time. I've worked with Larry in some capacity since 1998. So I really have a sense for, who Larry is and the type of organization that we've built here. And, it's those same principles that we want to bring to the Dream, that we, our Northland's, philanthropy is really centered around three core principles, as Larry mentioned earlier today. It's empowering women, it's combating racism, and ending homelessness. What we need to do is, that may be what Northland's philanthropy is around, and it aligns obviously with the Dream. But we also want to make sure that we're aligning with what the players' vision is for what aspects of social justice are they interested in advancing? Where can we help them amplify their voice? How do we make sure that people are heard? I talked about this. I talk about this at Northland a lot. Like, it's people deserve respect. They deserve to be heard. And it shouldn't matter what your role is in the organization. Obviously, there are people who are in different leadership roles in an organization, but everyone deserves the same amount of value and respect and to be heard. And we want to help the players amplify their voice and help them achieve their goals, both on the court and off the court.
So do y'all see why I'm hyped? I want y'all to see why I'm hyped, because I want everybody. It's different if I tell people what I see that you guys see, you and Suzanne and Larry. But when you hear it straight from Suzanne, this is why I'm excited. And you brought up the players, and we were able to just have a chat with the players, and I saw a lot of smiles because the players heard what Suzanne was saying, what Larry was saying, and it's different. It's different when there's a group of people that are in a position of power that are saying, we want to empower you and we want to see what you guys want to do in the community. And so that's why I even talk about it. Atlanta, businesses, corporations, embrace us, because supporting goes a lot of different ways. You can support by coming to the game, which y'all better be coming to the games, and you can support by investing. Yeah, you better be coming to the games. Like, you can support by investing. If you're Atlanta, we have over 10 Fortune 500 companies just here. So if you're a company and you want to show your support, you can do that. You can invest in Atlanta. We're going to do our part in a sense of we're going to steer the ship and make sure the players are heard. But I just really wanted you guys to hear it from Suzanne. And then one more thing. Absolutely. Now, we've talked a lot about the city. We've talked a lot about the players. We want to win, right, Suzanne? Like, we're talking about a lot of different things. We still want to win.
I said this to you, Renee, right? Like, we definitely want to win. We're in it to win it, right? And that is across the organization. Like, we want to win on the court. We want to win off the court. And, I would say we want everyone in Atlanta to join us on this journey, because this is a new beginning for the Atlanta Dream. We're incredibly excited about this journey. And we know that we really believe that the city will embrace this team. And I really believe this team is going to embrace the city right back. And so we're really excited about this next chapter.
I'm so excited. So that's why I get excited easily. Everyone knows that, but this is exciting. Atlanta, stand up for the Atlanta Dream, stand up for us. We're all trying to do something here. You heard it from Suzanne's mouth. We're all in this together. So I look to see y'all at the games. And Suzanne, listen, we're going to be talking a lot, but thank you so much for joining me on Remotely Renee.
It is absolutely my pleasure, Renee. I can't wait to actually get down to Atlanta. I'm a little jealous that you've got your gear on, and I'm actually in my office today and didn't have any gear with me. So that will change.
We gotta hook it up, Suzanne. We gotta get you head to toe, geared out, Atlanta Dream, WNBA, all of that.
I'm gonna start working on my dribble as soon as I get home, Renee.
Thank you for joining me, Suzanne.
Thanks, Renee.
Okay. So I hate to hop in and hop back out, but we're about to hop in and hop back out because I know everybody has a lot of questions about what's going on. How did this happen? All of the above. And so I knew that I needed to answer those questions. And so who better to ask the questions than the person that's been there with me since I was 5? She was with me shooting in the gym. Okay. Like, she's that one. It's my snooker booker. So co-host sitting over there, Bertley Montgomery, we swapped seats. We had to do a little switcheroo. And she just asked me some questions about my life and getting here to this point. And I'm not going to cry. Check it out.
Okay, well, hello there, and welcome to a podcast where you usually see Renee being the interviewer, someone else being the interviewee, but today we're flipping that, and I'm the interviewer, and guess what? I will be interviewing my daughter, Renee Montgomery. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me just say that I'm honored to be sitting in the shoes of the interviewer today. Hopefully I can be as good at this as she is. But probably if you're listening to this, you know about Renee's storied career and her accomplishments. But I'm going to do a short recap in case this is the first time you're tuning in. So because I'm doing this little recap, it's because I've been there every step of the way. So let's start. When Renee was 5 years old, she started playing boys basketball and in the boys biddy league. And then she went on to high school to win 3 state West Virginia girls basketball scholarships and 1 runner up. She went on to UConn to be a two-time All-American and also win a championship there. And then from there, she went on to professional basketball, and she was blessed to win 2 championships with the Minnesota Lynx, and also be, during her career, be a All-Star and a 6th Woman of the Year. So that's a quick recap of Renee's background. And so today I have a few questions I'd like to ask her. And I'll start with the decision to opt out for the 2020 WNBA season with the Atlanta Dream. You know, I personally know how much basketball meant to you and how hard you worked at it. So I know it was a difficult time for you to decide to make that decision to step out or step away from competitive sports. So what are your feelings about hanging up your Kobe's and not dribbling the basketball anymore competitively?
Well, first of all, Snooka Booka, look at you coming all prepared and ready. I love it. Thank you for doing this, Snook. I felt like this felt right. You know, if I'm going to do one of these sit downs and just talk about it all, why not talk about it with who's been there every step of the way? So thank you, Snooka Booka, for switching seats with me. And, you know, for me, it was tough. I mean, you talked about it. It was tough. I started playing when I was 5, and like, when I was 5, I was serious. Like, I was serious about basketball at 5. And so fast forward to 34, you know, when I decided, well, actually I was 33 when I opted out. You know, it was difficult because when you're opting out of basketball, you're not just opting out of the sport and actually like shooting the ball and the mechanics of that. You're opting out of the sisterhood in a sense of being in that locker room. And you see all kinds of people talk about it. Dwayne Wade has talked about it a lot. That locker room atmosphere that you'll miss, being a part of the sisterhood, the hard practices where you can't even move after practice and you're just sitting in the locker room like, oh, you're tired, but you know you did something amazing. So, you know, when I was thinking about opting out, I was thinking about all those things. And then I started to think about the things that I could do what I could do when I opted out. And, you know, I started to weigh my pros and cons. I talked to you, Snooka Booka, I talked to Diddy. You know, I talked to my family, my fiance, just everybody that it would affect. And I just really felt like it felt right, you know, and even though I was leaving something that I was so comfortable with and I was going to the unknown, which is crazy for me because everybody that knows me knows I'm routine. And so to break a routine, it was very uncomfortable for me, but you know, the way everything played out, I just really felt like I needed to be in Atlanta in that moment during this movement, and it really gained momentum. And now it's just, you know, it's a marathon.
Okay. Next, you work with LeBron James in a More Than a Vote campaign, and he tweeted and referred to you as the queen for the work you did with his organization. You were recently selected as a 2021 Time 100 selectee, and the article was written by Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. So your Atlanta mayor wrote that article about your activism in Atlanta and how you cemented your place in America's long history of leadership and civil rights. First of all, what did you learn from your activism work this past year?
A lot, you know. I told people outward, like even when I opted out, I didn't really have a plan. Like I just knew I wanted to be in Atlanta. I wanted to have an impact in Atlanta, and I didn't know how I was going to go about it or what I was going to do. And I was really blessed that it started with More Than a Vote. You know, they were one of the first people, as you mentioned, LeBron James's crew, to reach out to me and just take me under their wing and be like, I see what you're trying to do. This is what we're doing. I see a lot of continuity in that, and there's good synergy there. So like, kind of, do you want to do what you're doing with us, basically? And I was like, what? Yes. Like, and for me, like, again, I didn't have a plan. So then when they reached out to me, it kind of shifted my mind because I started out where I was just giving out waters and I was just wanting to let the community know, look, I'm here. Like, you know, like I'm here, I'm with you. And I was giving out waters. And then I threw a pop-up block party on Juneteenth to just have a celebration amongst a lot of tragedy. Because if you can think back to last June, there wasn't a lot that people were celebrating. You know, the pandemic was roaring. You know, we're still in it. And there was a lot of deaths, a lot of unknowns. People were losing their jobs. And so I wanted to just be a bright spot. And then it just kind of, it snowballed into so much more. The Remember the Third campaign, that Chris and I started, and then just working with Stacey Abrams, the queen of democracy. Like, I couldn't even believe that I was sitting, they asked me, she has an organization called Civics for Culture. And the premise of that is a lot of people think that they're not into politics. And Stacey Abrams always says, even if you're not into politics, politics is into you. That's why they fight so hard for us basically to not want to vote. It wasn't that important, they wouldn't be trying to stop it. And so when I got to sit down and talk to people like a Stacey Abrams, and they're telling me they're proud of what I'm doing, that fueled me. And it turned into different things. I mean, I am still mind blown that my mayor named Keisha just, did something for me with the Time 100. I just, like, situations like that, it's just like, I'm so humble because I don't even know how to say thank you. It just started with a want to, and then here I am.
Okay. What is your biggest takeaway? We keep mentioning Atlanta. What is your biggest takeaway from doing all of that work in Atlanta, per se, since that is your new home base?
Atlanta's lit. I chose Atlanta 3 years into the league. Like, this is the first place that I bought a home, and now this is going to be my home forever. And so, when I chose Atlanta 9 years ago, I never knew I would be in this position in Atlanta. But the reason I chose Atlanta is because it's booming as far as business is concerned. And, I see myself as an entrepreneur. And so I saw myself wanting to do a lot of things. So I wanted to be in a city where I could do a lot of things. In Atlanta, it's just rich in culture, rich in leaders, as the Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom talked about, and just rich in a lot of the things that I'm excited about. There's a lot of women that are bosses here in Atlanta, like running big Fortune 500 companies and just doing big things. And so I was drawn to that because I saw something that I wanted to be, and that was just here in Atlanta. So to be able to have an impact in Atlanta, to just be able to do something positive in a city that's already booming, that was like my dream in the beginning.
Okay. I worked in a college for a number of years, so I was really tuned into what your major was in college. So at UConn, it was communication. So, how are you able to use the skills you learned from your degree to create such a large media platform?
Yeah, a lot of people probably didn't even know that in the beginning, that, I went to school for communications because I knew I wanted to be in entertainment. And a lot of people, the first thing they think of when they think of athletes, they're talking about, oh, do you want to be a coach, or do you want to be, things that are actually like that. And I've always been very vocal about, like, I don't think coaching is my route. I think more analyzing the game. And I was blessed to get a role with the NBA team here, the Atlanta Hawks, and be an analyst for them. But that's kind of where I saw myself. I saw myself being a host, an entertainer, in a sense of I like to talk to people and interact with people in a large scale. And so that's literally what TV is. You just interact with people on camera. And so I knew that I liked interacting with people, and I wanted that to be my job, in a sense of, I like to make people happy, and I like to try to make people laugh. And so I knew that, okay, I have the equipment that I need. And what I mean by equipment is I got this little sheet of paper that says I'm supposed to know what I'm doing, and that's a communications major. And so I just tried to wave that around, and it's crazy because people don't really care. People don't really care, in a sense. They want to know your experience. I thought me being a WNBA player was going to open a lot of doors for me right away, and that wasn't the case. Snookabuka, So, like, what do you guys think?
Renee, you said you've known her only since you were 5?
No.
You did. You did.
I didn't mean I've known her since
I don't know. Was Renee snatched up too?
Gotcha. No, okay, sorry. That was a sleight of tongue. I started playing basketball at the age of 5, and that's when I was dribbling. But you guys, let's talk about it. The dream, like, what?
Wow. All I can say is, wow. What a progression of circumstances, with your dreams of, in basketball, and to be able to step up from being a player. And, who knew most of the time the next level is coaching. that individuals who have been players step into. But you even bypassed that and went on up to ownership. So, hats off to you and best of luck. I just know that the sky is the limit for you and for the dream.
Thank you, my snooker booker Cole.
I have to piggyback on that because Mom said exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, I think most progression is coaching. And Renee, I remember how many times I said, well, you can coach. And Renee's like, I don't know about coaching. And she fought me. But guess what? You can't coaching and bought a team. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy because most people, just because of how vocal I am, I'm a point guard. So, we read the game differently than a lot of different, like positions. And so everybody's kind of told me that, man, you would be great at coaching. You don't want to coach? And I've even gotten coaching job offers while I was playing. And it just never felt like me. First of all, I don't have patience. And so like, I don't have the patience for it. I'll just say that. And it's different. I'm a part of the old school, even though I may not be the age of old school. I have my sisters and I just feel like I'm a part of the old school. So that's just not for me. But this is so exciting. And VP, what do you feel about this? Because this is interesting. Who's your favorite team? I don't want to hear nothing crazy.
Who's my favorite? I don't do favorite teams.
You see how he does me, but you know what? He's affiliated with other athletes, so I'm not even going to put him in the hot seat because I know that he told me the other day.
That on my own podcast.
What? Somebody asked what?
Actually, our friend of the show, Lexi Brown, asked me that on my own podcast.
And what'd you say?
The same thing. She was trying to tell me, she wanted me to say the Minnesota Link.
Okay, so let me just say, obviously, we know the Atlanta Dream is my VP's favorite team, but we don't want to have to say it out loud because he, like I said, the friend of the show, he has his own podcast, Lexi Brown Superstars on his stuff too, Ben the Baller, Dogface. Like his podcast is lit too. Shouts to Average to Savage. But we all know your favorite team is the Atlanta Dream, VP. Three of your other hosts are affiliated with the Atlanta Dream. So can you talk to us nice about the Atlanta Dream, VP?
So are we getting some championships?
Okay. What is that? I got a really big team and they need some really nice things. Remember, coming with no strings. Listen, and speaking of my team, so who was it? Ari Chambers asked me on multiple occasions, how do you do it in 24 hours? Like, do you have the same 24 hours we have, sis? And I do. But the thing that I also have is just an amazing squad. And you better believe my squad is coming with me. Started with my snooker booker. She's going to be my executive advisor for RM Enterprise. And then I got my sister, Nicole Young, who's going to be the COO of it. And she's going to keep everything functioning. My VP, I'm telling him right now, he's going to have to be head of marketing. And the reason that all of this works is because of them. So I can't do it all like snooker booker. They're typing up stuff for me. They're helping me figure out things. They're brainstorming ideas. Me and VP literally talk all day, every day about everything from NBA Top Shop to anything under the sun. So yeah, like this is my squad. And I always have to shout out my squad as I get individual milestones and stuff because literally they're behind me, pumping me and fueling me. So we are on. Shouts to the Atlanta Dream. And I also think I wore this hoodie last week and I didn't really plan it out well, but I knew I had to wear this week because we in here. Yep. Okay. So next up, Snooker Book is going to talk to us a little bit in Remote Roots. And in Remote Roots, I love it because y'all are going to get educated whether you heathens like it or not. Snooker Booker, the floor is yours.
Okay, so last month was Black History Month, and we concluded that. And so March is the National Women's Month.
Yes.
And, it started, and it's National Women's History Month, actually is the correct title of it. And it's just a month, just like Black History Month, to celebrate the contributions that women have made and maybe been overlooked down through history. So in 1980, Jimmy Carter started out with a National Women's Week, which was celebrating the same thing. And in 1995, it kind of moved to the National Women's Month. So at any rate, as with the, which a lot of people didn't know, that Black History Month each year had a theme, so does National Women's Month. So last year
Didn't know that.
just like with the Black History Month, voting rights was for national. In 2020, voting rights was the national women's history theme. This month is women in leadership, achieving COVID-19 world. That's the thing. Achieving women in leadership, achieving an equal future in a COVID-19 world.
Huh.
Where do you get this information from?
I know Snuka is scouring the internet. Like, I love it.
This is like crazy because like I feel like every time something we kind of plan out something and then something just aligns with it.
Yes, like we are. Yes, Snuka Booka. Continue.
Where's you gotta state your sources, Snook, too. Like,
oh, because you were
okay. Well,
not today. Say you'll bring it to him next time.
Okay, but you can check it out. I'm sure you'll find that I'm accurate.
She said, fact check me, baby.
Okay, so at any rate, for this first week of March, I thought I would go back to my grandmother, who is my IRL hero in real life. And since we're talking about what the contributions of women have been down through history, I think it's wonderful that I highlight her as being responsible for myself and my sisters and my grandchildren, and her. She's the great matriarch, great grand matriarch of our family. And she, I've talked a lot about her husbands and her 5 marriages, which makes her a little bit, different from most families. I haven't had that many legal husbands, as she said. But at any rate, I'd like to kind of go over, she left school when she was in the 4th grade to work on her family's farm, because that's just what they did back then. The children were required help. And so she had to self-educate herself. And so one of the things I wanted to share, and I keep this in a book, in a bag because it's so old.
What?
Self-educated individual. And so this was the book that she went by for a lot of information. And this was able to share with me when I was younger. And this book was printed in 1900, I believe. It's so old, you can't hardly even see. It's 1900. I think it's 0 at the end. It might be a 1 or a 2 or something like that.
Wow.
But at any rate, in this book, it had finances, it had cooking, how to shop, words and vocabularies. And so, as I said, you can see the book is very old, and I keep it there. But she was a self-educated individual, and she did a lot of self-education that she did for herself.
Oh, Snook, you're killing it now. We got prompts now? What? Oh, my goodness.
So after leaving school in the 4th grade, we know that she married at 17 and survived the first pandemic back in the 1900s.
The Spanish flu?
Spanish flu. She raised all of her children herself. She was proud that she was able to make it through the Depression without having any assistance or whatever. She worked and did all she needed to do to feed her family on her own. After that, she was a cook at several hospitals in McDowell County. She also did day work when she moved to the West Virginia area for a prominent doctor here, Dr. Thomas Blake in St. Albans. Back in McDowell County, she was a restaurant owner and a bootlegger at one point.
Okay.
And finally, when she retired as the baker at West Virginia State University's cafeteria. She had a stroke at work, and that in 1964, which caused her to retire at that period of time. So I would like to just recognize her posthumously as my hero, and as a great woman who has reared a family that has gone on to a lot of successes down through the baby of my family, which is Renee, who is now celebrating being an owner and a leader in a WNBA professional basketball team.
Wow. Wow, Snuka Booka, have a day.
I need this like the emoji, like my head exploding.
Yeah, right. What just happened? Did we just get the book of life from my great grandmother on the show? It was called the College of Life, basically. And imagine that. Who is that by?
Right. A little story is my girlfriend, my best friend was named Sherry Toller, who lived a few houses over.
Sherry.
For 3 years old when we moved here and we became friends. Well, my grandfather was great at math and my grandmother was great with teaching. And so she taught us all of this stuff before we even started in the first grade. We knew how to write our regular letters. We knew how to do cursive. We knew our multiplication tables in the first grade. And so when we went and we wrote our name on the first day of school, the teacher said, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, and we were just talking about this. You guys would have probably skipped a grade back then if that was a thing because y'all were edumacated. Okay, what were you about to say, Paul? Oh, he said who was the author of that book? Like, who wrote it?
Okay, the author.
Now it makes sense how you became a college professor.
Yeah, like I hope everyone can see. That's why I said you're gonna get this education, and we got props now. I mean, we got. Oh, let's see. Oh, we can see it.
Oh, that's really good.
Practical Self-Educator, a manual of self-improvement for the colored race.
But who's it by?
I can't see. That's too small. But what?
Henry Davenport Northrop, D.D., Honorable Joseph R. Gay, and Professor I. Garland Penn.
Take a photo of that. We need a photo of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is amazing, Mom.
So have you read that? You read the whole thing? I'm assuming.
I went through it. I haven't read the whole thing. As I said, it's seen its better day. That's why I just kind of looked at it. When I was younger, I used to look at the things like it tells you how to pluck a chicken, how to do all that.
Oh, it tells you how to like survive in the hood, baby.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Chapters, bookkeeping, last wills and testaments.
What?
Will, care and culture of plants.
It's like social media. It's like Google.
Yes, that's the Google before there were Google. Yes.
Whenever you all come home sometime, I'll pull it out and you can kind of look through it and see some of the amazing things that were back in the 1900s for individuals who did not get a chance to attend school.
Wow, Snooka Booka. This one might have been my favorite one yet. I cannot believe the College of Life was a book written for people to figure out how to live life. Oh my gosh. Like that is, love it. Love it. Can't get enough of it. Woo. Okay. So wow. I'm like, really? You guys see why that's Professor Montgomery. Okay.
That's Professor.
Okay. She teaching us some things. Oh, right. Oh yeah. And speaking of education, we're going to educate you guys along the way. Oh yeah. Look what I got in the mail. By the way, shouts to Bloomberg. I never shows up good because the ring light, but shouts to Bloomberg. They sent me the actual magazine, the physical copy of the Bloomberg 50.
Oh, here I got mine.
Oh, but yes, you guys got your stuff. Okay, because like this is like I gotta hook up the 2 Lit crew, but VP educate the people on FCF. What's going on, you guys? I'm really proud of our team. Like I'm going to be that owner that's going to be proud of the team, win, lose, or draw. I feel like we're doing a really good job with our team. Okay. But VP, we tagged somebody. Who was it? What's going on? What is this?
We need a gear update on wherever your gear is at.
Oh yeah.
I think it's lost in the mail.
Where is the gear?
So the Beast tag TJ Edwards, another quarterback, so back-to-back weeks, which is would probably be random in other leagues, but it's because on every third series the backup quarterback has to play, so it's important to have a good backup quarterback. And he won the game a couple of weeks ago for the Beast on the last.
Okay, and speaking of SCS, I want you to look at the tip of where this finger is pointing right now. Look at this guy. Look at this guy back here. Look where I'm pointing at. That is Greg. That is Kind of Funny Greg. Whatever, what is his other names? Greg over at Kind of Funny or Overtime Greggy. I don't know all of Greggy's names, but Greggy, I just wanted to bring you on the show this week because, Greggy, I actually want to compliment you too. And we're giving out roses all the time. So Greggy, I want to give you a rose because I like how you do social media. I like how you engage with the fans. I like how you engage with me. I had fun with it, Greggy. So I wanted to tell you that no matter what happens, you all right by me. Oh,
he come to the Atlanta Dream game.
Oh yeah, Greg, come to an Atlanta Dream game. You are more than welcome. We'll set you up nicely and let you, you could stream from the game somehow or something. But yeah, let's talk about it. I like what he's doing over there. Kind of funny, Greg.
All right, guys. Today for Remote Roses, we got Megan McPeak. Megan, how's it going?
I'm good, everyone. How are you doing?
It's fine, thank you.
Could you just tell us like a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, so I am a Hamilton native. So I'm 45 minutes west of Toronto, born and raised in Canada. And currently I am here in Washington, D.C. with Monumental Sports and Entertainment. And I do the play-by-play for the Capital City Go-Go, which is the Wizards G League affiliate, as well as the voice for the Washington Mystics as well, too.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And you want to start out with your guesses for Remote Roses?
All right, so
board?
I'm ready.
are you all ready?
Yeah,
I know Renee had to go, and I was really hoping I would stump her on this one. So hopefully, once you guys
Well, hopefully that means I'll
guess
get
it,
one.
and see if you can stump her afterwards.
While she's gone, I can get one.
So the first clue is this person led the Big East in steals as a freshman.
I'm stumped. Okay.
So the next clue, in 2018, they were honored with the Kurt Gowdy Award, which is part of the Basketball Hall of Fame.
What's her name?
I got nothing so far.
And my final guess, or my final clue, sorry, Jeff Van Gundy, during a game, referred to them as the LeBron James of broadcasters.
All right, I'll just guess.
The LeBron James.
You not only stumped Renee, you stumped all of us.
I want to say led the league in steals.
Oh, it was a
Year was that they led in steals?
LeBron James
Ooh.
broadcasting.
Great follow-up question. Let me double check when they were in college.
Oh, you
And
said,
it'll
you
give
just
you an
said
idea.
You just said led the Big East. Okay, you didn't give a year. Okay.
No. So they were in college, to give you an idea, in the late 90s.
Mark that out.
Sorry, late 80s. I apologize. Late 80s. I apologize.
Oh.
So that might really give the biggest clue to go with the other clues.
Big East.
Oh. I don't know if she was broadcasting though.
Is it a girl or a guy?
It is a girl. Good guess, but it is not that.
Not Lisa Leslie.
Not
I know
Lisa
who it is.
Leslie. Paul might have it.
No, Paul.
Nope.
Oh,
Not Lobo.
Not Lobo. Okay. I'm still in the hunt. Okay.
Thompson.
Nope, not Tina Thompson.
Oh, Cheryl.
Cheryl
Thinking
Miller?
Cheryl Miller?
Yes.
Nope.
What?
Who's a
Not
broad-
Cheryl Miller?
broadcaster?
What about Cheryl Swoops?
Nope, but very good guess, because that would have been the other person I might have thought of.
Okay, it's the comics lady. I know who it is now. What's her name? Oh shoot. Oh, she played for the Comets.
Nope.
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 Dumped. I am truly okay. Lobo.
No, I don't even know if she played basketball.
Commentator in the 80s. I'm thinking it's the coach from. No, she wasn't a coach. Was she a coach? I know who she
This
is.
might be the hardest one yet.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! And I can see her face. I just cannot think of. I don't know if she actually played basketball.
Which telecast is she on?
Yeah, because
That'll be way too obvious at that point.
obvious. Okay.
She is currently still broadcasting.
And that's why I think I know who it is. Is she was I think she was she ever a coach?
Christina Robinson.
No, but very close.
Yeah, that was ACC.
Okay.
I don't think she played in the 80s.
Yeah, she might not.
These are all very good guesses, though. I love it.
And as soon as we can hear it, it's going to be like, oh, duh. In the 80s?
Big East. Oh gosh, the Big East. The Big
Doris
East.
Burke?
Back for
Yep.
who?
That's who it was?
Paul got it.
Who was it?
I didn't
Doris
know
Burke.
she played basketball.
Who?
She played Doris Burke.
Oh, Doris
You have a goose egg. Oh my.
She played at Providence. She always
Oh,
references
man.
Providence and being a friar anytime she does a game. I believe Billy Donovan was a friar as well too, and I believe they played at the same time.
Oh
First
my.
lady of broadcasting. Actually.
Yes, the first lady of broadcasting paved the
Yeah.
way for many of us. And
You guys
for me to be
should have
doing
got
what
that.
I'm
You guys
doing.
are way older than me.
You know what, Paul?
Now
was-
you
you're gonna
have
make
the
us run up to
clues. So
Connecticut.
say that again.
I told Paul he's going to make us run up to Connecticut if he keeps talking.
Now you have the clues. So see if you can take those clues and stump Renee. Since she played in the Big East,
Oh,
she
yes.
should know her she should know her Big East,
should
her
know.
Big East history.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I know what we'll do. We'll do something like that. I'll just get on with her and we'll give her the clues or something. Or
Yeah.
we'll show her.
And
Yeah, we didn't guess
actually-
it right. Anyways, I could just show her the video.
We're gonna show her the video and we'll have her guess. So
Yeah,
she'll
'cause
act.
we didn't
on
even
your
get it
guessing.
till then.
Yes. Actually, when she was
Get
at UConn in her senior year, Doris Burke did a great promotion or a little, on her. It was great. She's just great. Doris Burke is just a great announcer and really an inspiration to other individuals because she's jumped sports. She's at football. And so, it just shows that where you can go as a female in these days. and
Yeah.
times.
As a young girl in college, I wanted to change the aim and be the Canadian Doris Burke. So that's why I wanted to make sure I gave her her roses.
Oh,
while we
give her
still
roses.
while she still enjoy it. Let's give
Yes.
her and everyone their
Yeah.
roses while we still can.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. Awesome. That was awesome. And if we had the roses to throw, we'd be throwing them. But since we don't have the
I
roses,
got some real flowers right here, but I'm not gonna do that.
we can
But
snatch
listen,
Doris Burke.
The only problem is we let it go too long, so Paul got the answer. That's the only drawback. What just happened. So now he's moved ahead. I think he's at 3.
Yeah, I'm at 3, guys.
I have a goose egg still. I still have a big old fat goose egg.
That's all right. It just means that your streak is coming. Your streak is coming.
Gotta get on the roll. But thank you so very much for coming. Can't wait to see if Renee gets this. So she better get this one. So
I hope so.
her
I
being
hope so.
I don't
sportscaster too,
think she's
she
gonna
better
get
get it.
Yes. And thank you very much and keep up the good work.
And thank
Thank-
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you all for
appreciate it.
having me.
No
Thank you. Tell
problem.
Renee I said hello.
We sure will.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So listen, that's all we have for this week. I love filming every week. Listen, where we connect while being remote. Catch you guys next week.